My friends, what is the purpose of life? This is AP Acharya Prashant talking about that very specific thing. I won't tell you, let him tell you. This is my reaction series. I'm Cody. Thanks for being here.
See, we ask this question assuming that there is a purpose. We ask this question assuming that just as everything about us is purposeful, so life must also be purposeful. Is there any validity to that assumption? Purpose means a finality. Purpose means an end. But if we begin right from where we are, then we always feel a purpose, don't we? Because we feel a purpose, so we want to know what is the right purpose. Correct? That is our situation. None of us is ever without a purpose. We
That's
may be
pretty cool.
confused about the purpose, that is another matter. But a purpose or a bag of purposes is always present. The challenge then is not about knowing whether there must be a purpose. The challenge that we face is about determining the right purpose from the many that we imagine. What about freedom from this confusion? What about not having to choose at all? Maybe that is the purpose of life. Maybe all our purposes, maybe this entire bag is an unnecessary load. Hence, maybe the purpose of life is just to come to purposelessness. Of course, that is not something that we can just absorb here from the speaker. We all carry purposes, right? Maybe it is far more important to see the limitations of those purposes, the very recurring cycle, the infinite loop that those purposes are. Does any purpose ever end fully? Or does it simply make way for another purpose? Have you ever had a goal which was the final one? Have you ever had a purpose, the fulfillment of which would have brought all purposes to an end? Yes. Have you ever had a destination beyond which you would not need to travel? Now that invalidates the very definition of purpose. A purpose by itself means something which, when attained, would give us a sense of completion, fulfillment. You would say the purpose has been fulfilled. But where is the fulfillment? Where is the fulfillment? In fact, the more you go on conquering purposes, the more purposeful you feel. Because the more your confidence grows that purposes can give you something. You feel you have not achieved that something yet, and your next conclusion is purposes can give me something, it is just that I'm not trying hard enough, so let me try harder. It's not as if the very premise, the very assumption is flawed, just that I'm lacking in efforts, so let me put in even more efforts. Let me set the next goal even further. As they say, let me raise the bar 2 notches higher.
We do say that.
When will we come to see that it won't help? If life has a purpose, this is the only purpose. To see that all our purposes are just illusions. But this seeing cannot be an imposed seeing. This seeing is clarity. And when the eyes are clouded, hazy, then clarity requires some work. That is the purpose of life, to have clarity. But with clarity, you would be left with no purpose. As long as you are confused, muddled, you can have a million purposes. With clarity, there is hardly any purpose. Clarity is the purpose of life.
Whoa! Okay, AP. Okay, hitting us hard. So in the West, we are filled with purpose. Find your purpose, your career, your, all these things. You should have a mission. You should be on fire for. And something hit me in this video where he said, life is supposed to, maybe all of our purposes are supposed to lead us to realize that life is really to have a goal of purposelessness. And there's something that's resonant about me because no matter, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are like this, okay? Maybe exactly like me in the sense that, like, man, I love achieving and chasing goals and dreams, but somewhere I feel like they're going to fulfill me more when I obtain them. And then when I obtain them, they don't fulfill me more. And so I don't know what's going on with us, but I feel like we have something in us that has a lot of willpower, a lot of something built within, the DNA of ourselves that makes us want to evolve, makes us want to expand. I guess a good word for it is expand. And so I think a lot of us derive purpose from this ever need to of expansion. And I wish I could have this conversation with AP because then I'd like to talk about, in the West, without purpose, we feel like there's no point. With purpose, we have a destination or target that gives us fuel to obtain, and that calms down that inner will to expand, to conquer, to experience new horizons, I guess. I would love to hear what he says about that, and give us clarity. Purpose is clarity. Give us clarity that life intrinsically is purposeless. But then where do we find fulfillment? I would love to know. I wish he would be able to kind of circle back to, well, if there is no purpose, then where is meaning? And I know that there's a difference between meaning and purpose because I've watched other videos of him where he says that because life is purposeless, then we have to identify our own meaning to life. And so I would love to kind of dive more deeply in that kind of correlation of how can we derive more meaning through a purposeless existence. And I do know, like, when I'm in the best space possible mentally, it's when I feel like I don't need anything outside of myself to complete me, a goal, achievement, and accomplishment. And I also have a faith-based system that everything's being orchestrated for me. I don't really have to try. I get to create, expand, and have fun. I guess life is light and easy and effortless. I feel like I really relate to sports because I played a lot of them. And the best games I ever had in college or high school was when I just didn't try. I did all the work and practice and I put in all the effort. And when it came to game day, all I would do on my best performances is go, I'm going to leave it to God. I'm going to leave it to just not trying. And I'm just going to exist. And it's like I was more energy than material. And so I could sense things. I felt outside of my body, but with my body. It was almost like I was the observer. Like I just experienced life in a different dimension. Is that weird? I don't know. I'm sure everyone has seen or felt that in some way. But I was a witness. And that's, so today I play disc golf. I do some other sports. And the best rounds is shooting disc golf. It's kind of like ball golf, but you use plastic. And they have these chain baskets. Look it up on YouTube, disc golf. It's kind of fun. But the best rounds I have, and I play, like when it's not freezing cold out here, it's snowing right now. During the better seasons, there'll be league every night, so I compete for some small cash, and I tend to win it a lot. And the best performances that I have are when I'm observing myself. It's like I'm not myself. It's like I'm just bigger than that space. And so that's what I want to integrate in my daily life, where it's like, get out of this noise of Cody, the persona, and like taking everything so, like everything I have so seriously, and just getting out of that narrative and stepping into something more free and light and easy and effortless. And I understand we all have to pay the bills, right? We have responsibilities, right? But I'm a big fan of trying to design our lives to do what we love to do, to help pay for our basic overhead. I think there's enough technology that allows anyone to pursue their passions and be able to monetize them or give great value in exchange for money. That's what business is an exchange for something of value that someone's willing to pay for. And I just believe that there's a way that if we kind of design our lives in this way, where we make our passions, which is our easy, effortless pursuits, the foundation of our lives. But I also know on the flip side here, like if I just take away, I don't want to think purposelessness as directionlessness, where we have no aim. Because if we're not aiming at a target, we're drifting and we're not, for me, if I don't aim up in some way, I'm going to degenerate. I'm going to not want to get out of bed. I'm not going to want to work out. I'm going to eat all the bad foods that I want and be 400 pounds. Like, there has to be some middle way of this, right? Some middle ground. Like, I believe it's imperative that I stay in top physical condition because I don't want to take my life for granted. And if we take away meaning and we make purposelessness synonymous to meaning, I have no reason to stay in tip-top shape. I have no reason to try to survive. So I think there needs to be a middle way here. I think we need to have the answers of what AP thinks is the middle way. Okay, well, life is intrinsically not purposeful, but we don't want people to be degenerates and narcissists and create chaos everywhere they go. There has to be some reason to increase our awareness, our intelligence, our clarity, our sophistication, our temperance, our resolve, our self-reliance, our ability to create beautiful things. Like, I think you need some intrinsic willpower here. So I don't disagree with AP here. I just want to know more. I want to be able to have a conversation that goes a bit deeper beyond just what he said. I really want to understand it. And just from this 5 minutes, I really don't understand it. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Like, do you understand this? Am I missing it? Am I not seeing it clearly? Can you guys direct me to another resource or a video where I could listen to the other side of it, where he gives more of a solution to realizing the only purpose of life is purposelessness itself? I'd love to know. Anyway, thank you so much for checking me out. I appreciate it. Please like this video. Please comment. That stuff really helps. So when you do that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And also, if you haven't followed the community, 85% of people that watch these videos, they don't follow. I would appreciate it if you followed. We're sharing great personal development on this channel. We're expanding AP's global network and all the other awesome people that I react to, that I love their intellect, I love their sophistication and their teachings. So thank you so much. Like I said, I'm Cody. Welcome to my reaction channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care for now, and bye-bye.